Child, you ready?
Yeah.
Gotta get my chapstick on. I don't want no crusty lips, chat. Funniest thing, I was on the phone with Jordan when I was taking my first trip out to my Dukes after in a long while, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when she FaceTimed me, funniest thing, y'all. Don't look at my feet, mind your business. Um, I forgot to lotion my feet. What? They getting the unapologetic me. I'm not covering up who I am for nobody else. Now y'all mind your business about my feet. They a little crusty. I'm gonna get them together, child. Let me lotion them down real quick, cause you know we can't walk around here with crusty feet, Chad. That's just not gonna work for Tay. But anyway, so he's on the phone and me and her was talking, and she was like, "Girl, where your chapstick at? Your lips crusty."
Mm-mm.
I said, "Thank you, boo," because there wasn't nobody else gonna probably tell me. She said, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I ain't gonna let you walk around here looking no hot mess." And I was like, "You know what? Thank you, boo," because I showed. Didn't even think of nothing about the fact I ain't put no chapstick on before I just walked about these streets. I was like, Lord have mercy, and walk around here looking all kind of crusty by the lips. Thank God for Jordan. Because I would have got to mama's house and mama wouldn't have said two words to me. She probably would have been like, she need to put some chapstick on them lips. But she probably wouldn't have said nothing because hell, my uncle lips is crusty too. Uncle Clarence, if you ever see this baby, I love you, but your lips is crusty, honey. They crusty, baby. Put some chapstick on, Put some chapstick on.
So today's topic is about crusty lips.
It's definitely not about crusty lips. It just made me think about that because every time I put chapstick on, I think to myself like that girl really was like, you know, I'm gonna tell you about them crusty ass lips now. But welcome back to another episode of With Your Old Ass Podcast, where my young old ass and my co-host here bring you guys life discussions, difference of opinions, and we talk about all kind of crazy shit. And don't come for me for putting no lotion on my feet because I needed to, child. Them feet needed that lotion, and I don't know what made me forget to put a little lotion on these feet. Like, man, I lotioned everything else but the feet. Anyway, well, like I said, with my young old ass and my co-host here bring you guys life discussions, difference of opinion, and we just here to have a good time and discuss life as we see it and how we view it. You dig what I'm saying? I got an eyelash in here that just don't want to go away. God damn, leave me alone. I'm trying to do a show here, bitch. Sorry, y'all. That eyelash just was just trying to beatbox a nigga real quick. But anyway, but yeah, we bring you guys all kind of good stuff, and today we're gonna have a real good topic and a real good. Hold on, these shorts is killing me, child. I gotta get some different shorts moving forward because these shorts is kind of tight, baby. Anywho, but yeah, we gonna have a good conversation today, y'all. So buckle up your seats and put your listening ears on and stay out of them comments sounding uneducated. You know, if you gonna come for us in the comments, be educated. Use your punctuality when you talk about somebody else's punctuality. But anyway.
And make sure you put your little chapstick on.
Make sure you do that. Anyway, once again, thank you guys for coming back. I am your host, Miss Tay Nicole,
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley,
and this is With
with
Your
your
Old
old ass
Ass Podcast.
podcast.
Pac, how you doing, baby?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. You know.
Sorry, y'all. Your girl hot. Hot as hell. I
Wish I
apologize.
had a personal fan.
Anywho,
I was talking about the radio. You just took mine.
did I take it or did you give it to me?
I gave it to you to show it to you, and you just left it sitting over there on the desk.
Well, child, you could have came and got your
Forever.
fan back.
No, it's cool. I don't want the fan down.
All right, Lonnie. Child, this goes right into the segment today we're gonna talk about. But before we get into today's segment, Pac, what is one thing about getting older that surprised you?
The aches and the pains and the gray hair.
I definitely agree with you on the aches and pains, but one thing that surprised me about getting older is to realize that you had a choice to mature or mature, as people like to say. Like you had a choice in that. you can either mature or you could stay the same person you were when you were a teenager. And the reason why that surprised me is because I just assumed that you naturally would mature because you got older when I was a kid. I thought that just came with it because my mama was mature. So when I got older and realized that there's people my age and older that's not mature, I was like, well, what the hell is going on here?
Well, I made a pledge when I was younger. It was I would never grow up. I'm a Toys R Us
I
kid.
knew you was going there because we've been saying that all week. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us
With
kid.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
I know, right? What a good time.
Even though there ain't no more Toys R Us's, I still live up to my pledge.
And it's crazy to
No, I'm
think
playing.
them kids will never know what Toys R Us was like.
Man.
They don't know what that was. They don't even know what Pizza Hut was like back in the day when they had the buffet.
The buffet.
And what McDonald's was like, and when they had the big ass play areas and shit in there. Like, man.
Yeah, but Toys R Us kid, every Saturday morning, go there and just play with stuff.
Man, they didn't even care if you bought it or not.
Man, that's.
But you always bought something, though. You never went in there and not bought something.
You bought one little action figure, a Hot Wheels car,
and it was never
or something.
Expensive in there.
Right.
You can get you a little toy, a little plushie for like $1.
I remember going in there and just testing out the video game systems.
Man.
I don't know if I forgot what that Sega VR was. That you used to sit on the counter and you put your head and then play it with the little red lines. Oh man, that's one thing I do. Well, miss about childhood. That they don't even have those in stores like that no more. To do video game demos.
Target and Walmart took theirs out. Like they used to have them in there where you could do the video game demos, but I guess either people were stealing the demos or breaking the demos, so they took them out.
Somebody being stupid.
So this new generation is ruining my life. No, just playing. I did see a post on Instagram that was like what it was like growing up in the 90s and the 80s. And like every slide just made me realize my childhood is gone.
Basically.
My whole childhood is gone. Like everything I grew up on, Radio Shack, Blockbuster, the movie theaters, even the drive-ins, all that shit's gone. Like
they still got a couple drive-ins scattered every here and there.
Man, it ain't like it used to be. You gotta worry about niggas to shoot them up, bang bang.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they had that going on back then too. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it wasn't as frequent. What happened in Poetic Justice really happened in real life, just so y'all know.
Right. Roller skating rinks, even though I ain't really roller skated.
But it was just the idea you can go to the skating rink, watch people skate. If you had a little booth thing, link up with your little booth thing. You know what I'm saying? Like life just ain't the same no more. Everything's digital. As we talk to you guys digitally. Next question. At what age did you start feeling like an adult?
At 46. I ain't even 46 yet.
I was going to say that. Like, you're not even 46 yet, so I guess.
No, I want to say maybe 25, 26.
You want to hear something crazy?
It was after my mom had passed.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Losing your mom will make you start to realize that life is moving. So you got to grow up at some point. Maybe something crazy. I've always felt like an adult. And I think it's because of how my siblings were that I would just always feel like the older sibling, always feel like the adult. But I didn't really, really, really hone in on being an adult until I was like 24. Because by the age of 24, I really started realizing like I have to pay bills. They need to be on time. I have to do legal. Everything has to be legal to avoid getting in trouble with the law. Like at 24, I was like, damn, I'm really an adult. Like, That's when I really realized job hopping wasn't a good idea. Because by the time I was 24, I had already worked maybe 8-9 jobs.
Yeah, I want to say 25, 26, I had 2 jobs, had an apartment, didn't have a car, but, still. I was moving, grooving, and sliding.
You always did adult behavior, you know.
Oh yeah, I was always out
but
there.
It didn't hit me till 24. Like, damn, you an adult.
Yeah, you know, I was going to liquor stores at 16.
Quick question. Would you go back to your 20s if you could?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes, I would. I had fun. For those who know, G2. If you know about G2, you know we had some fun.
You can keep my 20s.
I had fun in my 20s. I'm
don't
not
get me
gonna
wrong.
lie.
I'm fresh into the 30s. Don't get me wrong. I'm fresh into this world. But my 20s was just full of chaos, destruction. But it made me stronger. It made me a better woman. But there was too much going on in my 20s that I could have did without. Now, don't get me wrong. I had some good times. It was lit because, you know, I had my girls. You know what I'm saying? But no, fuck that.
Yeah, 20s,
I wouldn't go back.
20s was fun for me. Job Corps, the life right after Job Corps. Yeah.
OG Tay is good. And I think the reason why is maybe because I haven't lived further out of my 20s yet for me to really be like, yeah, hell yeah, give me my 20s back. Only thing I would say is you can give me my 20-year-old knees back because this 30-year-old knee is out of control. That's why when you said earlier, the aches and pains, yeah, this some bullshit. Didn't nobody growing up was like, oh yeah, when you get older, you know, if you play sports, your body gonna start fucking up when you get older. Nobody pre-warned me of this shit because I would have never even indulged in playing any type of sport. I would have kept my bones nice and healthy. Now my knees screaming, what the hell is wrong with me? Why do I go when you stand up?
That's crazy because even though I said aches and pains, I don't really feel aches and pains that much, but like they sporadically just come out of nowhere. Like the other day I was at work, got up to go do something and was walking and my ankle, it felt like my ankle was about to give out.
Ooh, baby.
I had to lean up against the wall like, whew. Somebody walked past your old ass and shut up. Just so happened there was a person that watches the podcast too.
You know what's crazy? I was on the stream and T and them kept calling me old. Because I was going to bed. It was like midnight too. I said, I'm about to go to bed, Joe. I'm tired.
Well, you call yourself old?
That's what she gonna say. You call yourself old? I said, I can. I'm me. You not me. You don't call me old, motherfucker.
Well, they all call you auntie.
That's fine. I am an auntie. I'm eight children's auntie. That's fine.
And your
my streaming nephews and nieces.
Yeah,
but they don't need to call me old. Let me do that. Goddamn, Ty was calling me goddamn a fossil.
And damn, I wouldn't go long
I
lines
said
to call
a fossil, baby. I'm 31. If I'm a fossil, then what the hell is your granny? What is your mama? If I'm a fossil, just saying. I wasn't gonna go there with him though, cause he
crude oil. Around. Sorry.
I'm about to say, yeah, he'll mess around and say something crude about his own mom. He don't care. He be calling, no, he probably be calling the old lady anyway. But I was like, well, damn, you ain't had to bust me out in front of everybody. Like, goddamn. Goddamn. But let's get into the real meat and potatoes of today's conversation, if you will. Today we're going to be kind of discussing some of the women aging, the men aging, and the relationship aging aspect of life, right? Aging in general. Is it harder on men or harder on women? What do you think?
That's a tough one. Seeing that I'm not a woman.
Right, I'm not a man, so I really don't.
I don't know. Each
experience some bullshit.
Yeah, each gender experience some BS. Even, you know, with y'all with menopause.
With y'all midlife crisis. Which
I was about to say midlife crisis, but hell,
we're gonna get into that.
Male pattern baldness.
Yeah, women got pattern baldness.
They do.
I think we share a lot of similarities when it comes to aging, which is why it's hard to decipher who goes through aging the harder.
Some of y'all be aging like milk. Sorry, that just came out of nowhere.
Nigga, see, I re-aging fast, and you're spoiled.
I'm just saying.
Cause it's funny, cause I'm not going through menopause, but baby, I had this fan going, cause I was hot. And ladies, y'all know where I'm hot. If you're not going through menopause and you get a hot flash, you know exactly where that's coming from. And some men know as well, because they married to their wives or they've been with their girlfriend a long time. Y'all know where that little hot flash come from. I'm not gonna tell you if you don't know. That shit between you, your mama, your granny, and your wife. Anyway,
it may be your daughter.
Right. I think it is hard to decipher whether it's men that go through aging harder or women. I will say, from a woman's perspective, we do deal with a lot of internal and external aging that is very uncomfortable. I've never went through menopause because I'm in my 30s still. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm going to go through it that early. My grandmother did, but I hope I don't. But with menopause, menopause comes with so many different changes. It comes with mood swings, severe heat, discomfort, vaginal dryness. It's just a lot. Some of them don't get dry. Don't get me wrong. Some of them don't. It's a lot that women go through internally, externally when it comes to going through menopause that makes it so discomforting for women. It's very unique to our cycles. Our cycles, mood change, mood swings, but it's more aggressive than a cycle, way more aggressive. Which is why I was saying, like, that's a conversation I would love to have with my mom. I just don't know if she ever went through menopause yet or not, because it's not a conversation I had with her yet. But I do want to have one with her. I do want to have one. Cousin Vicky, if you see this, baby, I kind of want to talk to you too, because I'm curious. You know?
Well, let's get your mama on the phone.
No, I ain't put my mama business on this damn podcast unless you want to talk about it, then that's one thing.
Playing.
I know you was.
Think I'm really about to call your mama and be like, hey, you went through menopause yet, baby?
I'm about to ask her my damn self, because I want to know.
No, what I'm saying, but me.
True. Quick question though, to go back to the aging part. Why are so many people afraid to age? In your personal experience, why do you think people are afraid to age?
Get closer knocking on that door. Or should I say knocking on that casket? I'm just going to bust in a church and just up a room. But yeah, I think, you're getting closer to what is perceived death.
The inevitable. I think that a lot of y'all are afraid of aging because y'all are afraid of maturing and letting go.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Death is definitely number one. Because nobody really wants to die. We know it's going to come. We know we can't shake it, gyrate it, and walk away from it. It's going to come. But a lot of y'all are afraid of accepting the fact that you're getting older and that it's time to give up certain things because age doesn't permit it anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. You ain't got to change up how you dress. Now, I know these little young people be trying to tell older folks, you shouldn't be wearing that. Let them folk wear. First of all, you don't tell nobody what to wear.
I remember somebody said that to me when I was in my 30s. So you need to dress more like a 30-year-old. What's a 30-year-old dress like?
Y'all hate hearing that. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're 86, I don't care how bad you built, Grandma. I don't want to see your ass hanging out. I don't like seeing nobody ass hanging out. I don't care how old you are.
If you're 86, you shouldn't be sagging.
Yeah, that too. Now, I'm not saying you can't dress sexy because you want to dress sexy, but it's a time and a place for your ass cheeks to be out. And that's for everybody. Y'all be having your ass cheeks out at IHOP at 8 o'clock in the morning while kids in there trying to get some breakfast on good Saturday or Sunday. They ain't come to see your ass hanging out. I'm just saying. Keep the ass cheeks in when you're going to have breakfast. You going to the courthouse, ass hanging out. Judge definitely throwing your ass in jail because you just walk. Like, it's a time and a place for your cheeks to be visible. I'm just saying. Because I ain't saying you can't have them out. That's your prerogative. I ain't got to look. I could just turn my head the other way and act like it ain't none of my business. Like that one white man I seen at the grocery store. He had on Daisy Dukes.
I always see it. What the heck is it with older white men? I'm sorry, I don't mean to make it a race thing or nothing, but
they always got on some damn Daisy Dukes.
Looks like they put on their wife shorts.
I was like, this man got on some Daisy Dukes, and I didn't automatically assume he was part of the community because that doesn't mean he was a part of the community. He might really just like some Daisy Dukes. But the thing that threw me off was the Daisy Dukes, they were, cut. So, the front area, which, I don't know, you couldn't, it was nothing there. So I don't know if he was tucked or,
Probably had a micro.
or what was going on down yonder. It wasn't none of my business. And the funny thing is, the only reason why I even seen the Daisy Dukes or the front part of the man is because I dropped my damn keys. So I bent down to get him up, and he was just so happened to be in my, looking in my direction. So when I lift, you know how you look up and you look around, you make sure you ain't getting caught off guard. As soon as I looked up, he was just right there, and I was just like, why?
Yeah, the white man I saw in Daisy Dukes, he was angrily staring at my Black Panther t-shirt. Not the Marvel, but the actual Black Panthers t-shirt, like just mugging me. I'm like, you got your nerve to be mugging, be mad at me because I got a Black Panthers shirt on, but you got on your wife's shorts.
Daisy Dukes. And I really was.
Look at that man with the Daisy Dukes on. Sorry.
That's Billy. Look at that man with the Daisy Dukes song. Anyway, well, yeah, I was like, what's up with y'all and these Daisy Dukes? It was this one white man though. I knew he was part of the community because he took me through there. That man had on the Daisy Dukes. He had on some 6-inch stilettos. Louis Vuitton, might I add, because them bitches was red bottoms and they were real. They were not fake. And then he had on like this it's not a blouse. It was almost like a sombrero kind of thing, the way it was cut, and because it had the sides out, but it was like half a moon. It wasn't like the actual not sombrero. What you call that thing that they put over their bodies?
Poncho.
Poncho. I said sombrero. You could have corrected me. You knew what I mean. Sombrero. I meant poncho. But he had on a poncho, but it was like not it wasn't a square poncho type thing. It was more like a half a moon, right? And then he had like these little glittery things on the side. Honey, that man was in there. I think we was at the mall, Old Park Mall. Trying to think of the name of the damn mall. Child, that man was strutting his shit up and through that mall, honey. I said, who is he looking for? And he was an older white man. He wasn't like in his 40s. He was in his 60s. Still rocking that. I was like, look at this man in here with these damn Louis Vuittons on. And I could tell he wasn't from here. What you laughing at?
He said, I wonder who he was looking for. First thing went to my head. Wayman.
Okay, he must have been. But
if you ever need some cream in your coffee.
But he was in there just strutting his stuff. I said, that man is definitely not from here. I could tell he's not from here. He was probably from. Never mind. He ain't gonna come for me because I said it, y'all from now. So, back to the menopause situation though. So menopause for women, from what I've done a little research on, and also just kind of sort of seeing from watching comedians like Miss Pat, hearing about her mother's story and some other stuff, is that menopause can also affect a relationship. Don't want to be touched, don't want to be bothered, or want to be touched too much, and want to be bothered too much. It's different for every woman. And then Miss Pat was talking about something about pellets. They put pellets in her beehive. I said, pellets? I guess it's to help cool, like keep the body cool, to reduce the amount of hot flashes that they have. I said, pellets in your booty?
I can go get my pellet gun.
I was sitting there like, what kind of pellets? I was like, you know what? It ain't none of my business. I ain't made it through that part yet. But I do want to discuss that with someone that's been through menopause, because I just want to know what the hell I'm looking forward to in my 50s or 60s, whenever it decides to hit me. For men, this is the side for you. Is midlife crisis a stereotype or is it real life?
I don't know, because I don't think I've went through a midlife crisis. I always think about people that say go through a midlife crisis because it's midlife. So that means that whatever year you're on, is that the many years you got left?
Yeah, because I was thinking that too. Like, how do y'all know when y'all going through a midlife crisis?
Right. I don't know.
Like, do you go through a midlife crisis in your 50s?
I really don't know anybody that has gone through a midlife crisis.
None of your uncles?
Unless, you know what I'm saying, like they never like talked about it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think it's like a stereotype?
Yeah.
Or are you just not sure because you've never experienced them in life,
I'm
right?
gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm not sure.
I feel you.
Because, you know, I have no ambitions of going out buying a sports car or a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Going.
I think that's a stereotype though. The whole, ooh, he go through a midlife crisis, now he about to go buy a Corvette or he about to go buy a motorcycle. I think that is a stereotype within itself. Because there's plenty of young men and older men who have Corvettes that they had before they hit their midlife crisis era.
Yeah, but I don't know. When I go through a midlife crisis, I'll let y'all know. I'll
No,
keep
I'll
you
let y'all
updated.
know because he gonna drive me. I'm just playing.
Damn.
I'm just playing, y'all.
I
Just
would
playing.
knock over all this.
Crying. Now, what I'm curious is for a man's midlife crisis. I think because I'm not a man, I wonder if it's y'all's is similar to like us. We go through menopause, right? So I feel like maybe y'all's is geared more towards like hormonal changes and emotional changes.
A menopause?
I wonder they probably got a name for y'all too.
They probably do. And it probably is menopause while I'm joking. Because I think I heard that somewhere.
Who knows? But the reason why I said that is because I feel like for men, um, I feel like y'all get like pressured to stay young, while women get pressured to age gracefully. Because I hear
Yeah.
that all the time. Ladies, you need to age gracefully. Men, y'all need to stay young, vibrant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we not promoting both people to do the same thing? Age gracefully, but stay young as you feel and young as you want. There's nothing wrong with combining the two.
So, you know, some people promote that, you know, silver fox, you know, era or whatever. I don't think I'm all the way there yet, but
You getting there though.
get there.
Ain't nothing wrong with it though.
Had to come to grips with that. It took a long time.
What the
Come to
gray
grips with
beard?
my gray. Yeah.
Hell, I think I got gray hair somewhere in my head. I ain't looking for it though. I mean, I don't give a shit. I always
And
say
it's
that.
funny because my first gray hair wasn't even on my head. It was on my ankle. It was down here. First gray hair I found.
For some reason, I thought you was gonna say it was like on your knuckle or something.
Oh. Most people when I tell people, was it your pubic hair? No, it wasn't.
You know, I don't think people gray on their pubic area first though. I think most people they either gray the head, their facial hair,
Or body hair.
body hair that don't can pertain to the pubes. Now I could be wrong. Somebody probably did. Don't tell me in the comments. I don't want to know if you grayed down there. That ain't none of my business.
All right, but you know, I'm after people in my family told me, you know, embrace your gray because you know in our family you either go gray or you go bald, and I went gray, and I'm glad for
Amen to that.
it because I don't want to be nothing wrong with my uncles or nothing, but I don't want to be running around looking exactly like them. Even though I told them all, like, yeah, I kind of grew my hair out for y'all.
And you know, you kind of got a big ass head. So I kind of always wonder what you would look like bald headed.
I'll show you some old pictures from high school
Why you look away from me?
because you said I got a big head.
You do. You got a cute little big head.
Oh, you want to cover it up and throw the cute in there.
Hey, you got a big ass head. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Most men have a big ass head. It's very rare that I've seen a man without a big ass head, excluding my brother. He's the only one who that man don't got no big ass head. But we have our grandfather's head. But it's crazy thing is, my granddaddy, I low key feel like he had a big ass head though. But our head shape is kind of like structured like his. We just don't have that big ass melon like he had. So I don't know where we get our little heads from because I feel like we got little heads. I don't think we got no big ass head. But hell, my brother-in-law got a big ass head. He didn't curse his babies with that shit. Um, my nephew got a big ass. All my nephews got big ass heads. All of them, except for Junior. I don't think Junior got no big ass head. Well, no, he kind of got a big ass head too. Never mind. He got a big ass head too. That's why I'm like, damn. And I was like, maybe my brother head is big, and I'm just thinking it's not because we look alike. So maybe I'm just like, nah, that nigga head ain't big because my head ain't big, but his head probably is big.
I don't know. Next time I see him, I'm gonna have to measure it.
He probably do got big ass head. But you know, I think y'all head, like the reason why man's head is so much bigger, I think, is because like y'all face structure, like y'all bone structure, I think is heavier up there.
That's what she said.
It's
That's
like y'all
literally what she
heads
said.
is heavy, like y'all feet, like y'all bone structure. I feel like it's usually like bigger than ours.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I feel like that's why y'all head is bigger than ours most of the time. But the crazy thing is, y'all got these big ass head, but then y'all brains. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. I was getting ready to crack a joke in there just cause.
I knew a shot was coming.
I was just kidding. It. Some of y'all do got a pea brain. Some.
Dang, I knew the shot was coming. I was just waiting for it.
Yeah, you know I had to pop one off. So let's get into the fun part of the conversation.
Oh, here we go.
The relationship aspect. So when it comes to aging, things like communication and intimacy can change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Communication, to me, it can go one or two ways. Y'all can just stop talking because y'all already know what needs to be said without speaking, or y'all can start engaging in more conversation the further out in the relationship because y'all didn't do enough talking when y'all were younger. That's how I see it. In a healthy relationship, that is. I'm talking about healthy. I ain't talking about none of that toxic shit because I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about no toxic relationship. I ain't got one of those. I don't know. If you got one of those or been in one of those toxic relationships, let me know if you aged in that relationship, how that worked, because I don't know. But that's how I see communication. What about you, Pac?
I don't know. Never really thought about it.
Because I feel like for us, we didn't really talk a lot in the beginning of our relationship. We kind of just like, we're just underneath each other.
Well, I don't talk a lot as is.
You really don't. But what I'm saying is though, is like we just spent a lot of time just kind of like being, watching, more than we communicated. Now,
taking notes,
basically. But now I feel like we do talk a little bit more about our past or our just futures, hopes, and dreams. I think we spend a lot more time communicating about that now that we've gotten past the
honeymoon
note
stage.
that and the note taking stage, if you will. But another thing, intimacy. I've heard that when it comes to women and relationships, the older they get, their sex drive gets higher and the man's decreases.
That's what they say.
However, I think they're lying. Reason being,
different strokes for different folks.
True.
Literally.
Reason why I say that though is because I feel like that women have always been sexual beings. I think what it is once we get to a certain age and we've been with said partner for a long time, at some point we kind of just we I ain't gonna say we lose the shy girl routine, but we kind of just don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah, I can see that.
What else is there left? I think we really realize that, like, especially if you accomplish, because let's keep it real. They say women start peaking sexually in their 40s. I think that's cap. I feel like women are always sexually peaked. I think it depends on the male partner, one, and then it also just depends on where her ambitions lie. Because with a lot of women, if they're very ambitious, like I'm very ambitious, but with a lot of women who are super, super ambitious, a lot of times sex gets put on the back burner, intimacy gets put on the back burner because they're too busy chasing their dream. So intimacy and sex is the last thing on their mind because they feel like I need to stay focused on my goal. And if I, pay too much attention to that, I'm going to lose it. Not saying that they don't still participate in intimacy and sex because they definitely still do. It's just that it's not a primary focal point for them. And then once they've achieved whatever minor or major goal that they needed to achieve, then it's on and popping from there because they ain't got shit else to worry about. And then also, too, a lot of them, they got kids that they still looking after. So think about it. When they do hit their 40s, their kids might be gone by then. So now they ain't got nothing to worry about because them kids gone. So they want to pop that coochie. Hey,
doing the Ball Johnson dance.
Baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Boot cheeks bouncing, Ball Johnson swinging. You know what I'm saying? Now they got nothing to worry about. So that's why I think it's, they say the women peak sexually at 40, but I think we always carry it in us. I think it's just there's other things in our way that kind of block our intimacy level a little bit. Because men, I ain't gonna even try to be funny. Men don't give a damn. You kids in the other room. We could just be quiet, girl. Ain't nobody give a damn about them fucking kids. Baby sleep in the bed. Let's go put the baby on the couch. No, I'm not moving my baby. Let's go put that motherfucker on the couch. We can go on the couch. We can leave him here. We can go on the couch.
Put the damn baby in the damn dresser drawer.
You know what I'm saying? Like, men don't give a shit. And low-key, women don't either, but that's an excuse. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's an excuse. And I know it's an excuse because there's people I know personally that will tell me, hands down, that shit is an excuse. Because if you want some, you're going to find a way. Look at me. I know the way. Anyway.
Stupid.
But what about you, Pat? Do you think as a man, intimacy and your sexual drive will change the older you get, or do you think it already has? Like, how do you?
I think it's peaking. I'm going up that hill.
The hill of it of it's dropping, or the hill of you actually are getting a drive?
I don't know. We'll see when I get to the top of that hill.
And where you fall back down at?
You roll and tumble down like Jack and Jill. No.
Right. Well, Jack and Jill was doing a whole lot of tumbling.
It's. I do feel a little change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell y'all what that change is.
Tune in to Pac and Tay at night. You'll find out whenever we shoot it.
Maybe. But yeah. I view things a little bit differently with different lenses now. There are some things that turn me on that didn't turn me on when I was younger. It's like, whoa, where the hell did that come from? Then there's some things that turn me on when I was younger that I look at now like, ew, brother, ew. No,
but ooh.
No, but
you just got a different lens on life.
Yeah.
I feel you. Supporting your partner through life changes. I'm gonna tell you what.
When she start going crazy, I'm out.
You should have left a long time ago then.
God dang it, I'm out of here.
But the crazy thing is, I can honestly say you've already started your process of supporting me through life changes. Because I've went through some life changes.
That's what she think. No, I'm
fine. I've went through some life changes. A lot of them within this short span of time. Some that I wasn't for sure what the hell or where the hell they came from. I won't go too deep into some of the life changes and experiences that I was supported through. The main one that y'all all know was the panic disorder and anxiety disorder that I experienced. And just having his support through that entire journey was peaceful, a blessing. Another life-changing event that I went through was when I got COVID. That shit was horrible. Yeah. He was so supportive though. He didn't sleep in the room with me though. He was like, hell no, I can't stand there with you.
Hell no, even when she got the diagnosis, I jumped the hell up out of bed.
Boy, he hopped up so quick, like, girl, I can't get sick. I got to get this money now.
Man. And yes, I slept on the couch for, 2 weeks?
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
I was sick with it for almost 3 weeks.
Was giving her food with gloves and face mask on and stuff.
Man.
I didn't want it. Even though I was working at a hospital we had patients in there.
And it's crazy because he never got it.
Never got it.
And I still to this day was like, how did I get it? But at the time, I was working for 2 different companies.
Yeah. And I put off the shot for forever. Like I got the shot towards the deadline that we needed to get the shot.
Fun fact, I never got that shot.
I had to get it. Had
Never
to get
got
that
it.
shmoney.
They was getting ready to give me the shot at CVS. I was like, hell no. And then my doctor kept trying to give it to me. I said, hell no. And then one of my doctors was like, well, you were sick with COVID, right? And I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, you don't need it then. And I was like, why? She was like, because that's what that is, basically. The shot is
it's
to help try to make you immune to it, but you've already had it, so it's kind of no point.
Just like the flu shot and measles shots and all that.
Yeah.
You know, basically a small, like a little bit of the virus.
Yeah.
To get your body immune to it and adapt to it and whatnot. But
yeah. And when I had it, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that shit was horrible.
Yeah, because I was on the fence about getting it for so long. You know, I don't want to be 50 years old or 60 years old and I see that commercial. Did you happen to get the COVID shot during the pandemic? Well, if you did, you can be compensated for it.
Did you get sick with COVID? Did you get the shot? You may be entitled to some compensation. Hell no.
Right. Because I know some people that's had COVID multiple times, which is horrible.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. I think when I got sick with it, I felt like my body went through a weird change at that point. Like after that, that's when all my aches and pains really started to kick in. But he tell you, my hips was hurting so bad. I struggled getting up and walking by myself. Yeah. So, like a lot of times, I was asleep the vast majority of the time while I was sick with it. I rarely was awake. If I was awake, it was to try to eat something or because I needed to get to the bathroom. And child, to be honest with y'all, I don't really remember a lot from that time for real. Like the whole time I was sick, I can remember vague things like him helping me to the bathroom, him getting me food, him Lysoling the room down when I was sleeping. He thought I didn't know. I smelled that Lysol in the air. No, look, I'm Kevin. I ain't smell shit because I couldn't smell.
Right. Washing dishes with bleach.
Right. I couldn't taste. I couldn't smell. I could barely move. What else was wrong with me? Oh, my face was burning a lot. My nose was burning a lot. Like, I really was going through that. And you know what's funny? The only crisis, or not even crisis, only life thing I had to ever support you through was losing loved ones. He's had to support me through that, COVID, the anxiety and panic disorder. He's had to support me through other medical issues.
Because my life is boring. I don't do nothing.
And people be thinking like I'm about to leave him. That's a good man, Savannah.
Well, wait, people be thinking you're going to leave me. What, huh?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, who are these people? We need to get them out your life.
But you know, it's funny, my chat on my stream, they always say, that's a good man. And Dooney was like, he's really a good man. I was like, that's a good man, Savannah.
They don't know me, really.
Child, cut it out for somebody to think you're really serious. Okay, here's a quick question for you. I'm going to think of my answer. You might have to think of one too. What is one thing couples should be talking about often that they don't?
Good question. Getting more shmoney? No, I'm playing. I don't know.
I think
retirement.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that a lot of couples don't talk about what makes them kick, what makes them drive, what makes them happy.
See, I got to start going off. My mind started going all type of different places. I was about to start talking burial plans.
That too. That does need to be a conversation. No.
Retirement.
Mm-hmm. We do need to talk about retirement. That's something we haven't talked about.
Stuff like that.
You know, speaking of burial plans, do you want to be buried or do you want to be?
So, I've seen there's a company that like puts your remains, like basically puts your remains for like food for a tree. Like they'll plant, like put your remains in the ground and then, plant a tree on top of you. So you'll basically your remains will basically be feeding the tree.
That's gonna be one dead ass plant for something. Oh,
dang! No, they really have this like. That's my stuff. She just.
Sorry, that was intrusive thought that just came out.
It just came out.
It was not supposed to come out like that.
No, it's like.
I wasn't talking about you, by the way.
Oh, but yeah, I've never really thought about it too much. I don't know if I want to get cremated, buried.
I'd rather be buried. I don't know, something about.
But I kind of want to, like, have my body not just lay in a ground, but at least, like I said,
in a mausoleum,
like a tree. You know what I'm saying? To at least, I'm helping the ecosystem out with my remains with a tree. Because tree gives us oxygen.
Now, what happens if they come and cut your goddamn tree down?
Yeah, well, I think where
you're gonna be turned into paper.
Well, then you can write on me.
Roll you up.
Hey.
You ever thought about that?
What, being real? Take your ashes, put in a blunt and smoke?
No. Oh. You just said that that some people have been buried, and a tree been planted on top of them, and their remains is feeding the tree, right? You ever think about the paper you writing on might be somebody's remains?
No, because the company that does this, they have like their acres, and it's a private land where the trees are growing.
Oh, so your tree won't necessarily get cut down then?
No.
Oh, unless they lose they land or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay, never mind. Me personally, I want to be put in like a mausoleum. Vacuum seal me up, baby.
Just mummify me and just
put my hand on my mausoleum like this too, like so that way when my family come, they could just touch my hand.
That'd be creepy, especially when it start decomposing.
No, not you can't physically really see my hand. It's like
like a handprint.
Yeah, like put my handprint there so they can always touch my hand.
Just vacuum seal me and put me in the corner of your house and just move me around every now and again.
Now that's gonna be creepy because you're gonna decompose. That would be hilarious.
Like some of those funerals that they be showing on the internet where they take the family member and be having them on poses and stuff.
And the more you think about it, because they actually dug up someone who at the time had been deceased for like 20 years. And they dug her body up and she was actually still intact. Yeah, no broken bones, skin was still the same. And you know what they said? That's because her body had never been embalmed.
Yeah, it's certain procedures like, the Egyptians and all that, like they pull out mummies, from Egypt, and those bodies are very intact and whatnot. And those are from eons ago.
Yeah, I was like, that's insane. But they was like, yeah, because the body was never...
Them chemicals was never put in there.
Chemicals was never put in her body. I forgot what it was she believed in, but when she died, she made sure that her family understood her organs were to remain in her body, and she was to not be cut open. She wanted no imperfections on her body. She had never had a scab. She had never had anything on her, and her burial wishes was to bury her as is. Don't let them cut me open. Don't let them take my organs. Don't let none of that. And I was like, so. When they dug her up out the ground, first of all, it just disrupting her sleeping place, and they opened it up and she was still intact. I'm like, now this might sound morbid. I was like, did she have a smell then? Because if she didn't decompose skin-wise, did that mean she didn't decompose internally either?
Who knows? They always have that question. People die every day, but cemeteries never run out of space. Do they bury people on top of each other?
Some of them do.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you
off.
No,
it's crazy.
It's crazy, the whole burial thing. is because of people were scared of vampires. It's vampires and zombies. That's why they put you down 6 feet, put nails in your coffin.
Oh, that is why they used to do nails on the coffin, because currently the coffins don't, of course, don't have nails. They have latches though.
Right, but yeah, that, and then they
But
also.
if I'm a damn zombie or a vampire, bitch, I'm gonna punch right through it.
Right, but then they used to put the bales on above the graves and tie like a piece of string to your finger, just in case like people accidentally get buried
alive,
and they can move the string and bail. Yeah,
I want to say that I'm pretty sure it has, but I wonder like what the first time that happened, what somebody's reaction was. Could you imagine, like you in there working, doing your job at the the grave site, and you hear ding 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 ding
hey,
ding ding ding, and like when you hear that one ding, you hear another ding. You're like, wait a minute, is we burying niggas alive for real? Cause what is this?
Man, I just watched the other day. Watched the Jack Funny. What is his name? Jack Funny, Funny Jack, whatever.
Jack Funny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jack Funny little thing, and his uncle had passed. They was having a funeral for him and everything, and then this nigga just set up during the funeral. He was like, "Oh man, that narcolepsy."
Ooh wee.
It's hilarious. I gotta show you that because that boy Lou Young just took off running.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that.
That shit is hilarious.
Final question. Final 2 questions. Is aging a blessing?
Yes, it is. Because who wants to stay young forever?
Facts, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Being young forever. That's why I was like, damn, being a vampire, I don't think I'd be able to do that. That's doing too much, honey.
Especially watching Interview with
Now,
a
I ain't
Vampire.
gonna lie to y'all. If I could stay looking this good and live, a healthy life and just not financially be concerned about nothing and just living my life, I could probably withstand being on this earth for about 200 years.
Yeah, but I've thought about that, especially with watching Interview with a Vampire and the Vampire Lestat, and reading Auto what is it called? Audible and the books and stuff. Mm-hmm. Now I'm on Queen of the Dam, but I seen this TikTok dude was like, yeah, I don't know, like if you become a vampire, would you bite your mate?
Because I wouldn't bite mine. Be stuck with it till no. That's what he was saying. Yeah, he was like, I don't think I want to be stuck with her ass to 3,000 nothing.
Man, y'all get into an argument. She bites another young dude. Like that shit was hilarious. What it got me thinking, like, damn, because they even say it in the Queen of the Damn books too, that the stats like, I'm lonely being a vampire. Like it's lonely.
Yeah, I'd have to bite your ass. If I was a vampire, I'd have to bite you because you ain't going nowhere on me.
Then you gotta sit back and watch your loved ones age and
I'm biting them too. Come here.
And all that, But hell, they say, humans used to live for because they say Enoch.
Wait, can vampires reproduce?
No.
Damn, so I'd have to wait for these niggas to get older.
No. But they say humans used to live for, X amount of years. Like Enoch, they said he was 800 years old? And he was Noah's grandfather, I believe.
Damn. I'm serious. I think I could probably do a cool 200. I could probably do a cool 200 years. And the reason why I say that is because it'd be dope just to see how this world kind of turns out. But when it gets too ghetto, I might be like, God, bring me home.
Yeah, especially if you can still be mobile.
Yeah, if I can still be mobile, financially okay. Yeah. Now, I agree with you. Aging is a blessing. Because a lot of people don't get the chance to age. So aging is definitely a blessing. Final question for you before I get into asking, getting our audience engaged. Is 50 the new 30?
I don't know. I'll tell you when I turn 50.
Because it's some 50-year-olds out here that's looking real good. You know what I'm saying? Some 60-year-olds out here that's looking good too. And I'm like, damn, what's your secret? Because some of y'all look younger than people my age.
I'll tell you what the secret is.
What the secret is?
Staying hydrated and minding your business.
Amen. Taking care of your skin. Because I was looking at Loretta Devine, and it really blew my mind that she's in her 70s. I'm looking at her on Miss Pat's Whiskey and all. I'm like, she is in her 70s?
Yeah, because besides for the gray, I don't really look my age.
True. God dang man at the liquor store up the street. He was like, you got your ID? I said, I don't look like I'm in my 30s to you. He was like, hell no. I said, I'm probably either older than you or your exact age, sir. He was like, I would have assumed you would.
Well, let me see your ID to make sure.
Yeah, he was like, he said, I still got to see. I said, no, I know you do, but I was just like, damn, I like. He was like, he said, what did he say? He said, I would have took you for about 21, 22. I said, oh, thanks for the compliment, but baby, no, I'm 31. And he was like, yeah, all right. And I think he was like, I'm 33. I'm going to leave my comment to myself. However, he looked at the ID. He said, damn, you really are 31. I said, what the hell would I lie for? He said, because I get a lot. He said, I don't want to sound racist, but I get a lot of black folks that be tricking me. You know, they come in here and be like, oh, what did he say? He said one lady told him she was in her fucking 40s or something like that. And she was really like 60.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because when I went up there with Sabrina, I did the same thing, but it was to a different cat. And he was like, he said, you in your 30s for real? I said, yeah. Like, I'm 31. And I gave him my ID. He was like, damn, you really 31? He said, you look good. I said, well, thank you.
Yeah, because I know there's people that are almost like 20 years younger than me that look 20 years older than me.
Baby, you ain't never lied. Because I went to school with some folks I thought was in a higher grade than me. And I was like, you graduated after me? They was like, yeah. I said, oh, shit. Excuse me. You could have fooled the hell out of me.
It's just crazy, you know, living hard life, smoking them Newports, drinking that malt liquor.
Because I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, maybe for some people, I think it might be genetics, though, why they start aging so fast. Yeah. But some of y'all just be living that hard life for no reason, baby.
Doing all type of crazy wild drugs and whatnot.
Right. That's one thing I can say. I've never indulged in any hard drugs. I don't do drugs. I'm not gonna.
I don't either.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I ain't never, had an edible before or a little THC in my life, because I have. But
that's not drugs.
Technically, it's not.
That's medicine.
It technically is, because they do use it for medication reasons. But yeah, I've never done any hard drugs. No, I've never popped no pills. I've never did any shrooms. I've never done.
On a heading down edition. No.
Right. I've never done any. Clearly, I ain't did no crack or cocaine, baby. Because look at me.
No heroin.
Nothing.
No sugar. No booger sugar.
I think the only drug that you could say I've ever indulged in was alcohol.
No mescaline.
Never.
No uppers, downers.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
What is uppers and downers? But no, yeah.
No speed, no little red, no little what are little red devils.
Yeah, no, never. And I'm not like throwing shade at nobody else, because people have their poison. I guess some people say gambling is a drug.
Yeah.
But I was winning when I was gambling. I haven't gambled in a long time. I used to love it.
So what do you consider gambling? Going to the casino or looking at your phone?
Anything that pertains to you giving something up in exchange to receive a bigger reward, whether you win or lose.
Oh, you did that yesterday. You gave me some money and you thought I was gonna come. No, boy.
Right.
But yeah, I can't really say all the things she just said.
Hey, and that's
I never really did like no hard drugs, except for maybe like acid.
did acid?
Huh?
You did that before?
What, acid? Yeah.
I feel like you told me that. One time, never again.
Yep.
Yeah,
One time, never again. I was in the fetal position. I was in the fetal, butt naked in the fetal position on my bed, crying, talking about I never do this again.
That's a good reason not to, too.
Yeah, that whole.
I'm like my grandmother.
That whole day was crazy.
My grandmother said the reason why she never smoked weed again is because she felt like she was not in control of her body. And when my grandmother explained that to me, she was like, that's why she never did drugs, because she didn't want to ever feel like she didn't have control of her body, her mind. She wanted to make sure she was always in sound mind and body, and drugs could take over your body and you know, do whatever. But with the weed, she said she was just seeing stars and shit. Like, it didn't make her do nothing crazy. She just was just seeing, you know. And I was like, Grandma, you sure they didn't lace that motherfucker?
Yeah.
But she was just like, you know, it was nothing like, I didn't have like no weird experiences. I just realized that drugs, hard drugs especially, can take over your body and control you. And she was just like, I just never wanted to go through that, which is why I was always afraid of taking pills as a child. If I couldn't get my medication in liquid form, I didn't really want it. The only medication I ever took that was not in liquid form was my Benadryl Allegra. That's the only thing I would take because it's the only thing that would help with my allergies. My allergies is just too damn bad for me to be trying to, you know, fight them off all the time. Sometimes going to sleep with a hot rag on my face did work, but sometimes that shit didn't. But yeah, I've never been a fan of it. And I really think that the reason being is because of my grandma. I feel like she's the reason why I was just like, nah, I'm cool on that shit. I'm good.
Yeah, just about my whole family smokes reefer. So
I mean, don't get me wrong.
There's no escaping that.
The vast majority of mine do too. It's just that I was just that one person who was just like very close to my grandmother with the idea of that's just not for me.
Yeah, I have some homeboys that did. Homeboys from high school that did go off and do
other shit,
and now their lives are back together. You know, they did go through rehab, and you know, big up to y'all. I'm not gonna say your names or anything. Glad to see that you off that stuff, but you know,
that's good.
I never.
That was one pill you was like, I ain't walking down that one. Can't walk down that lane.
Nah, you on your own, brother. Love you to death, but nah, you on your own.
Well, before we close out the show, I have a few questions for our audience. So, answer this in the comments. I got 4 questions. What's one thing nobody warned you about when you get older, when you're getting older? I want y'all to answer that one. Men, have you ever felt the pressure to stay young? Women, what's one misconception people have about menopause if you've already been through menopause? Or what's one misconception that you were told about menopause that turned out not to be true? And then finally, what's the best part about getting older? And this is for my people 30 and up. Don't get me wrong. You 20-year-olds, I know you thinking, I didn't got older.
No, the best part of growing up was when I turned 20, I can go to the liquor store.
Right, that's why I leave y'all. I'm not necessarily leaving y'all out. Don't get me wrong, because some 20-year-olds do have great stories about, you know, getting older. But don't come in the comments talking about some, like he said, 21 and I can drink now. I don't want to hear that shit. Give me a real, what was the best part about getting older? What's the best thing that's happened to you since you got older? What makes you happy about being older? That's what I want to know. Final stages is just a quick little brief check-in on mental health. How we doing?
Okay. Like I said before, mine's some bullshit. Life is great.
I'm with him on that one. Any advice for anybody?
I already gave it.
He did. Oh yeah, he did earlier. He did. He hella did. My advice is don't take medical advice from people that do not have the degree to give it to you.
Like WebMD. No, I'm playing.
Because y'all be giving out medical advice to folks and don't even be qualified. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people, like myself, have severe allergies. So it is nothing wrong with maybe giving some tips and tricks on how to help with stuff like that. But something real serious is like life and death. Stop giving people advice if you ain't got no goddamn degree.
Man, because WebMD, I done had shingles, been pregnant 3 times.
You feel me? My clavicle broke and all kind of shit according to them.
They said I was going through menopause.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be careful with what advice you receive and take from others. It's up to you at your own risk. But we do appreciate you guys for lending us your ear. It has been a pleasure to chit chat with you guys again. As always, we're thankful for all the love and support you guys give us. I have been your most gracious and beautiful host, Miss Tay Nicole.
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley.
And together we're part of a fly-ass podcast called
WitChaOlAsxPodcast.
See y'all next time.
Killer Kim. Come, Killer Kim.
He always doing something at the end of the show. I'm going to start keeping it. As a matter of fact, I'm keeping that in.
Killer Kim. Sorry. That's not even on this album.
Currently. You want to